While some say we need more officers on the street, others say we already have people in organizations making Columbia a better place.
KOMU8's Megan Judy introduces us to someone whose mission is to reach out to Columbia's youth. We asked some longtime leaders what still needs to be fixed.
Catherine Wilson is on the front lines of the current situation in Columbia.
I literally engage these youth every day, and they let me know exactly why this is happening in Columbia.
Wilson is the executive director of KOMU Youth Works. She's been working in the community for the last 7 years.
I've surveyed the streets, the community, the kids themselves. I've heard from both sides of the fence, and it becomes survival. West, we have west and north and east. I have not directly been involved in the situation, but it's just feedback from the streets from the last couple of shootings.
Part of the work she does includes serving offenders themselves. How many?
Quite a few. I would have to say it's a bulk of what we do.
When she meets with them, she helps create a path forward.
When you engage any offender, whether it's a previous offense, a current offense, what the best way to do is set an IAP for them, an individual action plan. I set individual action plans because I want to bring them to their reality of where they are and then teach them processes how to get where they're going.
Her organization is a safe place. She says offenders need them.
I want out. How do I get out? Help me. So they can come and say, I've had enough. Here's what happened. Let me talk to you. I really don't want to do this, but they did this to me. And you get to literally hear their story unfold once you engage them in safe place. So we need to create more safe places in Columbia.
We spoke with city leaders to get their thoughts on what can be done, including Mary Ratliff, the Columbia president of the NAACP, and also Clyde Ruffin, the first ward councilman. Both agree outreach to young people is needed.
It is not just those young people who are living in the areas where these events are taking place, or those who are related to individuals who have lost their lives, but it touches other young people who are even distanced from these events.
When we look at our young people, we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers for the violence. We're working on it. We have to do something to make our youth feel like they are part of the community.
Ratliff says the city has a lack of African American representation in key roles.
When you go down Broadway or when you go into the city offices, you don't see any faces of folks that look like you. That's a problem.
She says job opportunities are needed.
So that they're not having to get a job at McDonald's and Hardee's and all of these places. They can't pay their bills working at Hardee's. To me, that's a job for a young person in school that's working part-time. That's not a job for a family man. We have to be able to talk about economic parity and that is the city's responsibility. That's all of our responsibility. So job opportunity is one of those things, and then fairness in the workplace is another.
First Ward Councilman Clyde Ruffin represents Ward 1, where 3 of the most recent shootings have taken place.
I'm certain that each council member is also asking the same question that I've asked of myself, which is what can I do as an individual in the sphere of influence that I have.
Ruffin is planning a public event later this month at Second Baptist Church, where there will be music, prayer, and reflection.
The theme for the event is reclaiming our community, but it is not only reclaiming our community, it is remembering our children and renewing our commitment. And the sole purpose of this event is really to send a message of hope, particularly for those who believe that there is some hope in prayer, because hope means that there is not an immediate solution.
All agree the community needs to come together.
You know, bullets have no eyes. So it could be anybody. So we have got to stop this violence in Columbia. We have got to get out there. Part of our work in the community is we have to try to help identify what's causing this escalation of violence. Is it gang violence? Is it drugs? Is it whatever it is? we've got to be able to identify so that we can start to work on it.
This is an issue that affects all of us, regardless of where you live in the city. Sometimes it's easy to sit in the comfort of your own neighborhood and say, well, it's not in my neighborhood, it's over there, it's their problem. But I've always said that we're all interconnected, and that if there is a sense of fear and hopelessness in one part of the community, then it affects all of us.
We have not lost our community, and no matter what has taken place this past month, this is a great place to live, and we are going to be okay. We will be okay. We'll get through this. It'll just take all of us.
The event will be held at Second Baptist Church on Friday, October 18th.